In this presentation, I'll review all the content that's available on Blackboard. I will log into Blackboard and show you everything that is available. Afterwards, I'll point you to some additional resources in case you need them throughout the course of the semester. Here is the announcements page on Blackboard. This will be your first point of contact when you sign into Blackboard. As you can see, there's two announcements currently posted. One is a welcome message, the other is the date of the midterm, June 4th from 5 to 7 p.m. If we look at the left, we'll see the course content tab, and here you'll find the course outline, which we covered in the last presentation, as well as links to the course textbooks, as well as links to videos for the textbooks. You'll find sample exams, as well as previous slides for ENS 233. In addition, there's important additional documents to complement lecture material. Here you'll find extra documents which will be useful for learning particular course concepts, such as memory diagrams and function interface documentation. Next, we'll go to Workbook and Slides. You'll see the link to the course workbook posted at the top. And after that is the filled version of the course workbook. And that's not a mistake. Part of blended learning is to increase the responsibilities of the student. And as responsible students, I trust that you'll make the right decisions in using the unfilled version of the workbook and only use the filled version of the workbook to check your answers or to catch up on an example that you might have missed during a lecture. The course workbook also contains the tutorials. And similarly, I posted the tutorial solutions to make them available to you in case you can't attend a tutorial, but it's important that you do attempt the tutorials on your own first before checking the solutions. There's also a link to code that I'll be using in the lectures in case you want to experiment with the code yourself. Although slides aren't the main mechanism for delivering the course content, there is a folder of slides available. Here you'll see several slide presentations from previous offerings of ENCM 339, including slides from Doctor Who's offering in fall 2012. Here you'll find slides for each topic in the course. This will be useful to you if you prefer to have multiple sources for learning the course material. I know you must have already found the presentations since you're watching this video, but all of the presentations throughout the course will be posted here. Next we have the quizzes, and quizzes will pair up with particular presentations in the course. Your first quiz is worth 1% of your total grade and will cover topics in presentations 1 through 5. The deadline is 2:30 before our lecture on Wednesday. In the next section we have the labs. Here you'll find the schedule for all the labs, including what days will be in the lab, when the report is due, and when you can expect to have the lab returned by. We'll be using Blackboard for all the labs. To make it more manageable to mark your labs, please submit only one zip file, which contains your lab report document in doc or docx format, plus your source code, and any other files that you may have developed during the lab. The labs will be done in pairs, using a technique called pair programming. There will be another presentation on pair programming, but the slides are available here in the labs folder. Once you decide on your groups, you can report them through this link on the discussion board. The pairs will be listed under student pairs lists once I have all your group formation information. Lab 1 is available now. There are two files here. The Lab 1 document, which explains what you need to do for the lab, as well as lab artifacts, which are source files that you will use in the lab and fill in the sections that need to be completed. Once you finish the lab, you will come here to submit your lab by clicking on View/Complete your lab assignment. Also note that you should submit only one single zip file, which will include the report plus your source code. There are also important documents about the labs, and these include how to access the Linux labs remotely, as well as how to install and configure Eclipse CDT, which is the integrated development environment that we will use in the labs. That will be important if you want to work on the labs outside of ICT 320. Next we have the teaching team, which traditionally would have more than one person, but in the spring I'm the only instructor and we will not have any TAs. So here's my contact information, and you can make appointments by email. From the Communications tab, you'll find a link to the discussion board. Here you can post any comments, questions, or concerns regarding ENCM 339. Blackboard really has a lot of resources available to you, but there are a lot of resources online which will be useful throughout the semester. An example of one is C++.com. C++.com documents all of the libraries available in C++ as well as in C. If there's a concept in C++ or C that you want further information on, C++.com is a great place to start. Here's an example of a page on C++.com that documents all of the C libraries. Wikipedia can also be a useful resource for learning about general concepts for programming, as well as specific functions used in C or C++. Several textbooks also have videos to accompany them. Through the library's contract with Safari Books Online, you can access many of these videos. For example, C Programming 2007 is available through the library website. The link is given on the slide. As well, here is the companion textbook for C++, Learning C++. Safari Books also has videos available on the website for this textbook. Again, the link is here on the slide. Content is also available through iTunes in case you want to learn more about programming or programming concepts. So to recap, almost everything you need is available on Blackboard. There's discussion boards, lab assignments, previous exams, presentations, quizzes. But if you want more, there's plenty of good resources available on the web.